The rain had stopped only minutes before the school bell rang, leaving the morning light scattered across puddles like broken mirrors. In the middle of that soft, uncertain glow stood Rayan Holt, a single father clutching two worn backpacks in his hands, watching his twin daughters walk into the building with a mixture of hope and fear. He had spent years protecting them from a world that hadn't been kind, but nothing prepared him for what would happen that day. The day two poor girls were pushed onto a stage as a joke, only for their voices to silence an entire room and change their lives forever. If you believe in kindness, second chances, power of unseen talent, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories. Your support keeps these real feeling stories alive. Rayan had raised the twins, Maera and Kesi, on his own ever since their mother left unexpectedly. Life became a collection of sacrifices, mending old uniforms, skipping meals so the girls wouldn't, and taking night shifts as a delivery driver just to afford their school fees. The twins rarely complained, always sharing one pencil, one imagination, and one dream at a time. Quiet by nature, soft-hearted and gentle, and because of that, they were often overlooked or underestimated by other students. The school wasn't cruel. Children sometimes were. A group of classmates, noticing the twins' shy nature and worn shoes, it would be funny to write their names down for the school assembly's volunteer performance. It was meant to embarrass them. Spectacle of two poor girls standing awkwardly under bright lights with nothing to offer. When the twins saw their names announced on the morning board, their faces paled, and Maera gripped Kesi's hand so tightly her knuckles went white. Rayan had come to school that morning to deliver a forgotten lunchbox. He overheard two boys laughing about the prank, mocking how the silent twins would freeze on stage. His heart sank. He knew how fragile confidence could be, especially for children who grew up fighting silently against hardship. But before he could take the girls home, the principal approached with a warm smile, thinking the twins themselves had signed up. Without wanting to embarrass them further, Rayan stayed back, hidden behind the hall door, praying they would be okay. The assembly hall buzzed with chatter as students filled the seats. Sunlight poured through the high windows, dust shimmering in the beams like tiny sparks of hope. Maera and Kesi were called. A ripple of giggles spread across the room. The twins walked slowly to the stage, their hands interlocked, their small frames trembling. Something else happened the moment they stood under the spotlight. A calmness washed over them, as if they had stepped into a place that felt strangely familiar. They had always sung at home, softly, secretly, while Rayan rested after long nights. Singing was their escape, a quiet world where they felt enough. And now, faced with a crowd meant to mock them, they chose to share the one thing nobody knew they held. When the music began, their voices rose, not timidly, not nervously, but with a gentle, taking harmony that flowed like warm sunlight across the room. Maera's tone was clear and sweet, while Kesi's voice carried a deeper, richer warmth. Together, they created a sound that wrapped around every listener, dissolving laughter, stilling restless movements, and drawing silence like a blanket over the hall. Even the teachers froze, astonished. Rayan felt tears blur his vision as he watched from the doorway, unable to believe that the world was finally seeing what he had always known. When the song ended, the room didn't erupt. It remained silent for one long second, as if people needed time to return from wherever the voices had taken them. Applause thundered so loudly the walls seemed to vibrate. Students who once overlooked them stood quickly, clapping, cheering, some even wiping their eyes. The twins looked out at the crowd with disbelief and wonder, as if they too were seeing themselves for the first time. From that day forward, everything changed. Their teachers nurtured their talent, students treated them with newfound respect, and opportunities began to unfold: music clubs, local events, even small scholarships. What meant the most to Rayan was the confidence blooming in their eyes, the way they walked a little taller, spoke a little clearer, and believed a little more in their own worth. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Your support inspires more stories like this.